topic that is known as the pig, which is a somewhat replacement of the MapReduce, but it is not completely replacement of the MapReduce. And this concept is given by the Yahoo people for the peoples who is not aware of the Java. If the people don't have the knowledge of the Java, then he can go for the pig. And what is pig? So pig is a simply a scripting language or the data flow language for processing our work, which is similar to the MapReduce. Now, Azim, you missed last class, so I'll send the video. Yesterday, maybe I didn't send the video to anyone. Okay, so today I'll send the video to each and everyone, the first class also. And before going to start the next topic in the pig, we will just summarize each and everything over here. So the pig, what is pig? So pig is simply a data flow language that took something over the MapReduce. And which company has developed this pig? So this pig has been developed by the Yahoo R&D systems. Why we, if we are having the MapReduce system, then why we are going for the pig? What is the necessity of the pig? So here one diagrammatic problem is on the screen, which you have already seen in the MapReduce case. Now you may be also able to see that in the screen. So see, this is the complete working of the MapReduce. In this case, we have to wait for a long time because there are lot many works that are going to be performed inside internally the MapReduce case. What are the different steps that are going to be performed internally in the case of the MapReduce? That is the splitting, joining, sorting, shuffling. That you have already seen in the case of the MapReduce. And the same thing has been explained over here. So what are the different drawbacks of the MapReduce system? What are the different disadvantages of the MapReduce system? There should be certain disadvantage of the MapReduce. Then we have just discovered the new topic. So we have discovered the new topic similar to the MapReduce, that is known as the pig. And pig has certain advantage over the MapReduce. So what are the different disadvantage of the MapReduce and what are the different advantage of the pig? So we are going to see. We have already discussed that in the last class, but for today's class we are taking just a overview. So first and the most important disadvantage of the MapReduce is that it's a time-taking process. Why? Because in the case of the MapReduce system, first whatever the data you have to split that data. Then it will pass to the n number of the mapper function, then n number of the reducer function, then after the joining, coupling, sorting, again at the last we have to join the outputs of the each and reducer, and from there we will get the complete output. So this is simply a data flow, but it is an extremely large process. Okay, that internally the sorting, coupling, joining and partitioning all are happening. So it will take some time. So this is the biggest disadvantage of the MapReduce function. And second, what is the second disadvantage? So the same operations, what are the different operations we have to maintain in the case of the MapReduce is just deleted from the pig, and that is a big disadvantage of the pig. Now, what is pig? So pig is a simply general data flow language or the high language, and you may be able to see it on the screen that pig has certain advantage. That is scalable, cheap, and it takes the control easily. So these all are the advantage. So this pig Latin is weighted over this MapReduce. This side MapReduce is going to be compared with this pig Latin or some other technology. So what actual the definition of the pig is? Pig is something that is the open source software or the project developed by the Yahoo, and it's simply the data processing language for the Hadoop. Now, why we need the pig? What is the advantage of pig over the MapReduce? So that can be explained over here in this diagram. You may be able to see that one diagram. Just see the diagram. The persons who have just last missed the class, who didn't attend the last class, just see that this diagram. You may be able to clear each and everything. I'll giving you the 1 minute time. Okay. Yeah, so everyone has just seen this diagram. I hope this diagram may be clear. In the first diagram, that is the left hand side, this diagram represents the number of the lines which is required for this first one, that is known as the Hadoop, is the MapReduce, and second one is the pig. So whatever the problem you are going to solve using the MapReduce, it will take around 160 plus lines, and the same program can be solved using pig, that is less than 20 lines. So same thing that you may be able to see it on the right hand side also. It is a time duration. This is the memory and this is the time. So from both of the diagram, it may be clear to you that pig is taking the less time, along with the performance is also high. Okay. Any question in this point? The other persons who has attended the last class, they might don't have any problem, but for the Asim, you didn't attend the last class. So is there any problem with you? Okay, then we will go to the next scenario. What is the different scenario? So first we know the definition that pig is a data flow language. Then we have to see the architecture diagram of the pig. Means how the pig has been built. What are the different architecture styles for the pig? So just see in the pig, this picture, this internal box represents the pig. Inside that pig we have the grunt, Latin and expression. So that we will see in the coming topics. Just see this one, only that it is a pig. And this pig is built on the top of the MapReduce, and that MapReduce is built on the top of the SDFS. What does it mean? That pig is built on the top of the MapReduce and Hadoop. What is the actual meaning for this one? Any answers from your sides? What actually it means? Yeah?
What was the question?
The question is that we see in the figure or some Hadoop ecosystem example that pig is built on the top of the MapReduce. What does it mean? If anywhere you are seeing that pig is built on the top of the MapReduce or some other technology is built on the top of the MapReduce, it simply means that for running that technology, MapReduce is compulsory. Okay. So here we can see that pig is built on the top of the MapReduce. It means that if you are going to run the pig program, then in your system the MapReduce, that is the Hadoop cluster, should be installed successfully. Then only you will be able to do the pig programming. Why? Because pig internally convert your query into the MapReduce. Yeah. Now, what are the major components of the pig? So pig has two major components. First one is the pig Latin, that is the language, and second one is the compiler. The compiler which helps to execute your pig scripting. Then what are the different modes of the pig? We are going to know why we can write the pig script for the MapReduce. The pig and the MapReduce are performing the same functions. Then we can select any one. There is no need that we can select both at a time. So Asim, your answer is that we cannot use both at the same time. Why? Because if you have the knowledge of the pig, you can go for the pig, and if you have the knowledge for the MapReduce, you can go for the MapReduce. It depends upon your requirement or your time. Both are performing the same work. Now we have seen something that pig. Then which one is the better, pig or the MapReduce? So there are certain conditions when you may feel that pig is the better, and there are certain conditions where you may feel that MapReduce is better. So that will depend upon your problem, what the problem you are getting. So last class we have seen one problem, that is the word count problem, that we have also seen in the MapReduce case, and in the pig we are going to see the same program, that is a word count. So here we are taking the two reducer. So this pig program we can see first in the MapReduce, then we can go for the pig. So in the case of the MapReduce, here we are taking the two reducer function. That first reducer function will keep the words starting with A to L, and second one will take the words starting with M to Z. So now this is the picture. You may be able to see it by seeing the diagram. Okay, the same picture here is the solution for your word count program. Here there are lot many steps involved in here. Now we will see this picture, this problem in the case of the pig, how the pig is taking preference over this. So just see this example. Here one example is there. The lines which are starting with double dash is the comment lines. Only the lines which are not starting with anything is the your actual lines. So you may be able to see that here this is the first line, then your next line is this one, and then third one is this, then continue, then dump. So Arvind and some other persons who has attended the last class, they have any problem in understanding, because we discussed this in the last class and you told that we don't have any problems. So I hope there will be also no problem today. Okay. Hello. Anybody having any question? No. And for Azim, once you go through the studies video, it will be clear each and everything. Okay. So first you just go through the video of the study class. Today I will send, and if you have still any problem, we can discuss it in the last class. Okay. Now we have to see what are the different modes when we are using the pig. So before going to that one, again one more example is here on your screen. You may be able to see that this example is for finding the peoples or the visitors whose age is between 18 to 25. You will be provided one list of the peoples with all their names, age and other details, and you have to find out the peoples whose age is between 18 to 25, so that you can do it in your MapReduce also. And now that is just simply done here in the case of the pig. So see, what is the first line? First line, it is user equal to load users as name and age. So this line simply indicates that we are loading, and for loading we have the load command. What we are loading? We are loading one file that is named as the users. Here instead of user, you may have to specify the exact location where your file is actually present. So it may be present somewhere else also, and where it is present you have to specify the complete path for your file along with the file name. Now how you are loading the users? You are loading the users with two parameters. The first parameter is the name and second parameter is the age. And where you are loading, after loading where you are storing, so that you are storing in this box, that is the storage area, and that is starting with a capital U, users. Then after loading all the files from the users, what is the next step? Next step is that you have to simply filter the peoples. You have to filter the users whose age is greater than equal to 18 and less than equal to 25. So the second line just simply indicate that the same thing. Is this, if you are familiar with any of the language, or if you are not familiar with any of the computer development language, then also there will be no problem by understanding this sentence by just seeing and reading. So see here, filter. For filtering we have the command filter. For loading we have the load command. For filtering we have the filter command. What we are going to filter? We are going to filter from these users by age, and the condition is that age should be greater than 18 and it should be less than 25. Then after filtering we are simply just loading other. So see here, this is the first two lines that is required for your program, whatever the program given here. Okay, now what is the next one? Next one you have to do, that is the next program. Here one, the question is not mentioned, so when you see the program you have to just think about the question. So the question is very clear. Okay, now here what is happening? Whatever the data is here, we are loading the data from the file that is known as the page as username and URL. If in a file username and URL along with other data are present, that we are loading into the pages. Now again we are performing some operations on that one. So last time some persons had asked that can we do some a small homework type problem on each and every class. So in this pig you may be able to find n number of the problems that can be given in the slides, that cannot be given in the slide, but you can think by your own also. Suppose this is a question for you all peoples. Just think a question, okay, and tell me that you are going to be implement in the pig. Just think one question. You have seen two examples, that is a word count. You have seen again one next problem on the screen, that is the loading the user and filtering the users who have having the age between 18 to 25. Now think one question and tell me what the question you are thinking. Just suggest one question from your side to me. Anyone is there who is just going to suggest any question? No one? No problem. So whatever the problem, normal problems you are getting in the other language, suppose you have to display the name of the persons or the employee of the person whose salary is greater than 50,000 per month, something like that. For that purpose, it may be a question, and you have to load one file with the employee name, salary, and some other data that is not important. And from that, you have to filter out the employee whose salary is greater than equal to 50,000. Okay, and then you have to display that. So how you will display? For displaying, we have the command that is known as a dump. Now a question has been suggested from your side that can we use T to find out users in Twitter. So it may be used, but how you are going to use it will depends upon your logic. Means if you are going to start anything, first you have to develop your logic. Okay. Now in some of the website you may be able to find out that so many visitors has visited this page. So that visitor work can be implemented by any of the technology. It will depend upon the user. Yeah, you can take it is a homework. There is no problem. And some other persons are not responding. That is Arvind and Asim. Are you people are attending or you are just sleeping? If you are just attending, just suggest one question. Is there any question?
Some other type of data set you can say, or the same data set, some other type of data set?
Any data set, you can say, there is no problem. Just anyone.
Weather data set, we can take it. Weather data set, and we can analyze for the last 50 years. Okay.
Yeah, that is a big problem. It may be done. Okay, there is no problem in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, one question has been suggested that the finding busiest airport across the world. So it may be depends. It may be a question. There is no impossible in this one. So it may be depend upon that. You have to take the data of all the airports in this world and the number of the persons who are just on the airport. That is the number of the passengers list. Then from that you can just simply get idea that which is the busiest airport in the world. Okay. Yeah, it should be at real time. It should be normal. There is no problem in that one. So there is no question that it should be real time only. It may be anything. And just for today's session, you have to think some of the questions that is related to the pig. Means you have to suggest some questions from your side that can be solved using pig. That is the task for you. And you people have to that we can write in the pig. There is no problem, Azim. So you are asking that how we can write. So for that we need one file. Okay. Suppose if we are giving one input file that will consider the number of the passengers and the other peoples that are present at the airport at different locations. So for that you have to take one data, and that data file you have to give it to the input to the pig Latin. Then from there only you will be able to find that one. Yeah, so the finding the tweets for a particular person, it may be also a question. There is no problem. Whatever the question you are getting in your mind, just keep it with you, and just try to write the query. Now you know that if you are going to use any file, so for that file it may be certain data should be there. That from that data only you will be able to take out or select something. Suppose if you have one file that will consist of the number of the peoples who are visiting the cinema on the in the multiplex on the Sunday and Saturday. So for that you have to take one data for a week record, a complete 7 days record you have to take out, and just then you have to compare it, that how much percentage is increased in the Saturday and Sunday with comparing with the weekdays. So that there may be a number of the question. Yeah, the question has been asked. First question, that need to do a splitting of data, that data into multiple data nodes. So Asim, that question you are asking that we have to split the data into the multiple data nodes. So in the case of pig, there is no need for doing all the things, because the pig will handle all the things. Okay. And the next question from the other person, that can you show us one running MapReduce and pig code? Yeah, we can show. I will show in the next class. Okay, I'll show one question that is the same question, any question that will be running in the MapReduce and that will be running in the pig. So we can show, there is no problem. After completion of this pig and MapReduce we have already completed. Now we have to complete this pig. Then after that we can see the question. Again, one question has been asked, that pig is similar with SQL queries. No, it is not similar. Okay. Whatever the queries, related question, you are asking that the pig is similar with the SQL queries. No. For SQL related queries, we have one technology in the concept of the Hadoop, that is known as the Hive. Hive is almost similar to the SQL. Whatever the work we are going to perform using the SQL, the same work can be performed using the Hive. And for the language which is supporting in the Hive for SQL queries is known as HiveQL or HQL. Okay, that we will see in the Hive section. Now I think you people are getting a lot many ideas about the different types of the questions. It's good if you are getting the questions, because getting the answer is not a big deal. Getting a question is a big deal. Okay. If you have the questions, anyone can. If he is going to try for the 5 times 10 times, he will get the answer. But the generation of the question is important one. Okay. So shall we move to the next topic in the pig one only? Okay. Yes. So now we will see some of the important parts of the pig. This is only the introduction of the pig we have seen. Now we have to go further some more topics related to the pig only. Now we have the pig history. So brief about the pig history we have already discussed, but for now we have to see the complete history of the pig. There is no requirement for the history section, and we can just go through that, which company has developed this pig and how and when it has developed, why it is needed. So the pig is developed by the Yahoo R&D peoples, and it is adopted by the open source into the 2010. Why it is developed? It has been developed for the peoples who doesn't have the knowledge of the Java. The same work they can perform using the pig. And in the Yahoo about 40% of the work has been done by the pig only, not by the MapReduce. So this is the some points related to the pig history and some other things. Why we are calling this language as a pig? We can give any other name also. Why pig? Anyone having any idea why we are calling the language as the pig?
Because it takes each and everything. It eats up each and everything like a pig. That's why it is called pig.
Means what do you want to see? Means how it's taking each and everything.
Means any type of data.
Mm-hmm.
Something I have heard about. I have seen somewhere written.
Mm-hmm. There is no logic behind this one. Okay, why this language has been known as pig? Every at the time of the development, every person we are giving some of the names. Okay, and
Right.
and you know that whatever the suitable names is there, the all people will not focus on that one. If something extra means something not related to the your requirement, if you are suggesting anything, the people will start thinking about that one. So when the language was developed, the people were suggesting, okay, they suggested lot many names according to their convenience. One of the persons has suggested simply the pig, and it was quite a new name in the technology, so they have just taken this name as the pig only. Okay, so this pig is a concept, okay, and the language which are going to be used in this pig are known as the pig Latin, that you may be able to see in the last line of the slides, that the language is known as pig Latin, and here whatever we are going to write, that we will write on a cell, something related to the Hadoop, means that is related to Ubuntu. In Ubuntu, whatever we are writing, that will be performed by the particular cell. Okay, so similar to that, we have also one cell in the pig, that is known as the grunt, and for storing the data, that is the repository type, simply like the power bank. In the case of pig, we have the piggy bank. Okay, so this is all the funniest history. There is no particular reason behind this one. Now, how to install the pig? There is a question. How to install the pig? Anyone having any idea about the installation of the pig? If anyone having, just reply quickly.
Here, we have to extract the zip,
Hmm.
and we have to start the pig home.
Yeah, just we have seen that we have downloaded something one for the Java, one JDK tar file we have downloaded, and similar, and we have seen that pig has been, means that after downloading we simply set the path into the terminal, that is the nano space dot bash rc, that is the cell. Okay, in that cell we are simply setting the path for the Java home and Java path. So that is the only steps required for this installation, and similar work can also be done in the pig. We have to download the pig jar file, okay, then keep it somewhere and extract it, and whatever the location you have extracted the pig jar file, give the location of the pig home, and then again similar to the Java you have to set the path that we will see when we are going to do the installation path. Now after that pig, how we can execute the pig programs? So for executing the pig programs, we have three different types. Okay, that is the first one as the script, second as the grunt, and third one is the embedded. Out of these three, the most popular and the easiest one is the grunt. What is that grunt? Grunt is a simply shell or the terminal command, like the Ubuntu or any Linux operating system. We have the terminal, and whatever we are going to write the program, we are writing on the terminal. So this is similar to the grunt. In the case of pig, after installation, when we move to the pig, one terminal will be open, and whatever we are going to write, we have to write our query or the programming on the grunt only. Okay, so that is all about the installation. When we are going to write that, we can see that one. Now a question arises is that last class or the very first class also we have discussed about the pig modes. What are the different modes when we can be use the pig? So the pig can be used in two different modes. First one is the local mode and second one is the MapReduce mode. If you want to use the MapReduce, go for the MapReduce. If you don't want, you can simply use the local mode. Internally, the working of both the modes will be same and the output will also be same. Okay. Now, how to do that? So once we just finish the installation of the pig, we can be able to understand that. So on the screen, you may be able to find out one example of the pig. One example, that is the finding the maximum temperature of the ear. Okay. The same program you may be able to find it in the case of the MapReduce in most of the books. Okay. Now the same program, whatever the program of the MapReduce, that is the finding the maximum temperature by years. Suppose in 1950, what was the maximum temperature in 2015? What is the maximum temperature right now? For that, we have to write a long programs in the case of the MapReduce. But in the case of the pig, it can be done using the 5 to 6 lines that you may be able to see it on the screen. Okay. Now, are you able to see that example? Okay. So for this time, we can see only the theories. Once after finishing the theory, we can go for the pig installation. And once we install the pig, then we can execute. I'll give you one program and I'll show you how to execute that using the pig. Then you can write your programs as many times you want. You can take the n number of the programs and you can write by your own. Okay, if you are getting any problem in that one, we can discuss that one. Some other persons are not responding. They may be able to, they may be typing the question. So do it fast so we can see the next topic. Yeah, very soon I got a question from, okay. And here also I got a question from the Mr. Asim that MapReduce process is same with the pig process like MapReduce. Yeah, in the case of the MapReduce, whatever is happening we know that. And in the case of the pig, if we are using the pig in a local mode, then there is no requirement for the MapReduce. And if we are using the pig into the MapReduce mode, then the internally all the process will be same as it was in the case of the map and reduce. Again, one question has been asked that pig is the alternative to the Java program to perform MapReduce work. So we can say that it is the alternative methods, but it's not 100% true. But approx 100 it's true that pig is the alternative for the MapReduce work, because it's for the people who doesn't know the Java programming, how they will use the MapReduce concept. They have to learn each and everything in the Java. So for that purpose, we have one scripting type language that is known as the pig. It is somewhat, we can say that it is a replacement, and replacement for the people who are unaware of the Java programming. And if you are knowing the Java programming, then also you can use the pig. There is no problem. So on the screen, you may be able to find out one example is there to find the maximum temperature by year. So that complete code using the pig is also given here. You just go through the slides or the PPT, each and everything is mentioned. So see here, after printing the records, okay, you will get the output like this one. So this example we can see later on. There is no need for that examples right now because we didn't has implemented install the pig one. Now in pig, first we will see what are the different operators that is available in the pig. So we have seen some of the data read-write operators, something like the load, we have seen. We have seen that dump for printing, loading, load for loading, filter for filtering. Similar to that, we have one operator, that is the limit. And what is the normal meaning of the limit? What is the normal meaning of the limit?
Limit is restriction.
Yeah, as we can see in the case of the SQL, we want only the top 5 or the last 5. So for that we have to set the something limitation. So that limitation is same here. Okay. So here on the very first command, that is the load. We are familiar with the load, that it is going to load a file. Okay. Then second one is the limit. This limit is used to limit our files. Okay. Then third one, that is a dump. Dump is for printing. Then store. Store is used for something storing purpose. Each and every functions or each and every coding part in the pig is same as what is its work. Means for loading, load; for storing, store. So after seeing the name only, you may be able to get the idea. So here on the screen, you may be able to see some extra operator, that is the describe. What is the real meaning of describe? What is the function of describe? Simply to describe something. So the same work is also done here only in the case of pig. Describe command is used to describe. Then we have explain. This explain is used to explain the things. Illustrate. Illustrate means something to illustrate how it's internally stored in your pig. So now you may be able to see on the screen that we have illustrated something. Illustration means simply the representation. So on the screen you may be able to see the output of your max temperature illustration. This is how we can also see in the case of the MySQL, that how the data has been stored. So now a question has been asked, can we describe more about the limit? So this question, now Mr. Arvind, hello, Arvind,
Yes, yes.
just, just you have to answer that describe the limit function. Just tell the answer so the other people can get some idea. If you have any idea about the limit function.
So limit function basically show the records, the number of records which we want to give in the limit. Okay, so it will show only till 10 those records.
Now
limit 1 to 5 means top 5 results will come.
Okay.
And other will be discarded.
So let me ask about some of your friends whether it is clear or not. If it is not clear, we will discuss it further. So Mr. Asim, is it clear the limit function, or you need more explanation? No, it's not clear. So what actually the limit is? Now we can see some real-time example of the limit. Suppose you have one box or one storage area, and I'll say that limit of this storage area is up to 80% only. You can't store it to 100%. What does it mean? It simply means that if you have the data, you can store up to the 80%. It means that after 80%, you can't store data in that one because there is a limitation. Or the most common example of the limit is for your speed of your car or bike. That's on the hospital side, on the road side, you may see that a speed limit below 40 kilometers. What is that limit? Limit is something like obstacle for you, for the users. That is one condition has been set. Okay, and you have to follow that condition. If you are going to just unfollow that rule, then you have to pay some penalty. Okay, that is a limitation, means something, some condition. For a particular reason, you have to give one limitation, that is the condition. Limitation of, it may be anything. It may be of reading, it may be of writing. So suppose in a file we have 1000 lines of the code. Okay, 1000 data are present in file, and while showing the output of that file, if we are just limiting that, show me only 50 limits. Okay, I'll set the limit equal to 50. Then what will happen? It will give me the output of only 50, top 50 or the bottom 50. Okay. So this is in the case of reading. Now if you are going for writing or storing the data, the same thing we can store here also. That in this file we cannot write the data more than particular size. So again one question has been asked, if it is not a structured data, then also we have to follow that conditions only. How to set the limit for the unstructured data? So that we will see while doing some programming. Okay, when we are after installation of the pig, when we are just doing some programming using the pig, then only we can be able to see, means how to set the limitation. Okay. Now we have a must familiar question, that what are the different data types in pig Latin. In C, Java, C++, .NET, each and every language have some data types. Okay, similar to that, in the case of the pig Latin, we have some data types. What are the different data types in the pig? So in the pig, we have data type something that is known as the integer int. That size is signed 32-bit. Okay, long, that is signed 64-bit. Float, double, that are same as the Java or the C. Okay. Now the extra one we are seeing here is the character array and byte array. This is the two extra data types that is present in the pig Latin, that is not present in the any other language. What is that byte array and what is that character array? So that character array simply similar to the array which stores only the characters, and second one, that is the byte array. It is also an array which is storing the data in the form of the bytes. Okay, so these are the various data types in the pig Latin. Apart from that, we have some complex type data, like in the C or the any Java or C++. How we have the complex type data? Our primitive data type is the something integer, float, and some long. Then and the complex data type is the array, structure, string, something like that. So we have also some complex type data in pig Latin. That is the tuple. What is the tuple? Tuple is almost familiar with each and every person, because tuple is the something that is known as the row. One question has been asked, can we go for the back slides, the next slides? So this is the, okay. Now a question has been asked, what is Unicode? Arvind? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. A question has been asked from your other friends, that what is Unicode? And I think that this is the most common topic in the Java, that what is Unicode. Yeah, can you explain this code Unicode to your friends?
The Unicode is a byte character, basically 8 bit of character. Okay, we can store it.
Okay.
So UTF-8 we say that we can store it in database also, UTF-8.
Yeah, or we can say something Unicode is similar to the whatever the ASCII code in the C, right?
Yeah, ASCII code is
Yeah, so in the case of C and C++, we have the ASCII code for storing each and every character. But in Java, we don't have any ASCII code like that. We have only the Unicode system. Okay, and this Unicode system will be into the hexadecimal form. Okay, am I right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is only for the storage of the particular character. Now, like that, we have some complex data type in the pig. What are the different complex data type in the pig? So first one is the tuple. What is the tuple means actual to you? So
Tuple is basically a record.
yeah,
Can say.
in the normal word or in the SQL also we can say that whatever the particular one record is equal to one row and that is equal to tuple. So both means all
Comma
three.
separated
Yeah.
tuple.
So all three, the tuple, row, records are same. That is the alternate
Yeah.
names. Okay.
Yes.
Then we have bag. What is that bag?
Bag is collection of tuples,
Yes.
like number of rows.
So in the SQL and in any other language, we can call it as a table. What is a table?
Table.
It is a collection of the different rows or the tuples. So that is bag in the case of the pigletting. Okay. And last one, that is the map. What is map? Map is something, a storage area that and a storage data types that takes the value in the form of the key and value, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. And is we have certain expressions, basic arithmetic, sign, that maybe it's very easier once you have gone through the slides or not. If you have not gone, you just go it, you may be able to see it. There is no explanation is required. So basic arithmetic, what are the different basic arithmetic? Plus, minus, multiplication, division. So here the same is okay. Now whatever the different remaining topics, we can discuss it into the next class. Okay. Right now, for whatever the topic we have covered, if you have any questions, just think about the question and type in the chat window. Okay friends, so whatever the questions you have suggested, that first question, Can we create dummy data using pig in Hadoop environment? So Mr. Asim, this pig is not for creating the dummy data. It's for processing the dummy data. Whatever the data we have stored, we have to process that data using either the MapReduce or using the pig. So the pig is used for processing the data, not for storing the data or not for creating the data. Okay. Now, our next question.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah. Are you hearing me? Yeah. You have asked that whether we can have the pig and MapReduce together or not, right? Yeah. Yeah. The question here is, if we are using the pig in local mode, then there is no requirement of the MapReduce. Or if we are using the pig in the MapReduce mode, then automatically your pig scripting codes will be converted into the MapReduce. So at that time, your pig and MapReduce will work together. Any more questions you have it? Because right now you are the only person who is going to ask. Other person has already left. So just tell me whatever the question you have. I'm not hearing you. Can you type your question? Because I am not able to hear it. Tell me. Okay, no more questions we have. Okay, then if you don't have the no more questions, just I am going to send you the video along with the PPT. You can just go through it, and in the tomorrow's class we can see the upcoming topics. Okay then, bye bye.